My baby's born. Come over with a baby gift and see for yourself. Amelia's words are as insensitive as ever, making me furious. I bet she hasn't even slightly regretted stealing my fiancé. Feels like she's actually enjoying my reaction. As I stay silent, Amelia laughs and says, "What's with the silence? Are you jealous? Still hung up on William?" It's clear Amelia looks down on me, just wanting to feel superior. But too bad for her. I won't play into Amelia's hands. Yes, I'll come with my company president husband. I replied cheerfully on purpose. What? Seeing Amelia's dumbfounded expression, I can't help but smirk. I'm Abigail, turning 45 this year. Life hasn't always been smooth sailing for me. I had someone I loved deeply and dated for a long time. His name was William, a colleague at the same company. Initially, I had no romantic feelings for William. Why? Because he wasn't particularly handsome. In terms of looks, he was slightly below average, definitely not my type. But what brought us closer was a company drinking party. The company I worked for had these parties weekly. It was like being in an athletic club. And there was this one boss who became a handful when drunk. "Abigail, you drinking properly?" Normally, he's a decent guy, a calm, kind boss in his 50s. But when he's drunk, he gets overly involved with others, and he insists on people drinking heavily. Others find it hard to confront him, knowing it's just when he's drunk. "I am drinking, thank you," I reply calmly, but he's relentless. "Let me pour you some drink more." He attempts to pour me a full bottle of beer. I can't keep up with this pace. Struggling to find a way out, that's when William steps in. "Boss, you've had enough. I'll drink with you." William diverts the boss away from me. He saved me in that moment. I was truly grateful to William, and after the party ended, as I was about to head home alone, William approached me. "Are you okay? The boss is always like that when drunk, huh? Best to dodge him smoothly." William furrowed his brows, showing concern for me. "Thank you so much. I don't know what I would have done without you, William." I expressed my heartfelt gratitude to William. Being new at the company, I couldn't stand up to the boss. That's why William's kindness meant so much to me. Then, "Actually, I've been a little interested in you, Abigail. Would you go out with me?" William confessed. I was surprised and looked at William, whose face was slightly red. William was my savior, and since I didn't have a boyfriend at the time, I immediately said yes. "Absolutely, I'd love to date you." With my affirmative response, William's face lit up. "Thank you, I'll make you happy," he said, embracing me. I think that moment was the peak of my happiness. Unaware of what was to come, I was thinking about my future with William. 3 years into our relationship, William recently proposed. "I want you to marry me." "I want to marry you too, William," I quickly agreed. Then I made a request to William. "I want you to meet my best friend, just once. Her name is Amelia, and I promised I'd introduce her." Amelia has been my best friend since elementary school. She's incredibly cute and always popular with guys. Amelia knows how to use her eyes to get her way, a bit manipulative. In elementary school, we had regular cleaning duties to help the teacher clean out the classroom. Amelia was supposed to clean after school, but she didn't want to. "I'm feeling under the weather. Can you do it for me?" She'd ask the boys with teary eyes. Of course, they'd always agree. So Amelia hardly ever did her cleaning duty. Because of that, she was quite disliked by other girls. Whispers and avoidance were the norms. Back then, I was straightforward and played rough with the boys outside. Not caring about what others thought, I became friends with Amelia. Maybe it was because we were both outcasts in our class. Our bond continued, and we've been in touch ever since. Let's always stay close, okay? Yeah. We often laughed together saying that. I had made a promise with Amelia to introduce our partners to each other once we decided to marry, and we're best friends forever, so let's marry people we both approve of, Amelia had said. I actually liked Amelia. She never came with the usual girl drama, which felt refreshing. I believed Amelia felt the same way, so I wanted to introduce William to her. When I explained the situation to William, he said, "Of course that's fine. She's your best friend, right? I'd like to meet her." He said that with a smile. "Really? That's great. I'll contact Amelia right away." At that moment, I was just happy to fulfill my promise with Amelia. I had no idea such an outcome would unfold. Then, on the promised day, William and I waited for Amelia at the cafe we had agreed to meet at. Right on time, Amelia arrived. "Sorry to keep you waiting. Is this the William Abigail's been talking about?" Amelia, styled elegantly with her hair perfectly curled, immediately asked us. Her eyes were sparkling for some reason. "Yes, this is him, my fiancé. Isn't he wonderful?" I introduced William with a smile. William also smiled at Amelia. "Nice to meet you. I'm William." William greeted Amelia in a friendly tone. Then Amelia laughed and replied, "I'm Amelia. I'm so happy Abigail's fiancé is such a wonderful person. As her best friend, it truly makes me happy," Amelia said, blushing slightly. She then congratulated us on our engagement. "Abigail's so lucky to be marrying such a wonderful man. I'm really envious." Amelia spoke to me with a smile. I was delighted by her words. Then William, looking puzzled. "Don't you have a boyfriend, Amelia?" he asked. Indeed, Amelia was attractive. Most people in her situation would already be married with kids. But Amelia smiled sadly. "I've never had much luck with men." Her demeanor evoked a protective instinct. Most men would react to this. "Amelia's so cute, I'm sure she'll find a wonderful fiancé soon," I encouraged her. Then William spoke up. "If it were me, I'd definitely cherish someone as cute as you, Amelia. It's just been bad luck so far, that's all." Amelia smiled happily at that. "Thank you both. I hope I find a fiancé like William someday." And that's what she said. Our enjoyable conversation continued for a while before we parted ways. As we were leaving, Amelia said to William, "William, can I have your contact info? I might even share some of Abigail's secrets in exchange." She said it with a mischievous grin. "Come on, Amelia, don't say weird things to William," I half-jokingly warned her. Then Amelia started laughing amusingly. "Just kidding. I just want it for wedding planning. I want to be active as the bride's best friend, you know." Amelia winked at me. Amelia. I was genuinely touched that Amelia was thinking about the wedding. And so, William and Amelia exchanged contact info. "All right, I'll be in touch." Amelia left with a smile after she was completely out of sight. "Amelia seems like a nice girl," William muttered softly, looking in the direction that Amelia had gone. "Yeah," I responded casually. Little did I know this was the beginning of a tragedy. Sometime later. William's replies to my messages have been slow lately, I complained to myself, staring at my phone. It was Sunday, and I had planned to go shopping alone, so I had taken a 30-minute bus ride to get here. I really wanted to go out with William, but unfortunately he had declined. "Sorry, I've got work today. Need to go in on my day off." That was the message I got from William the day before yesterday. Recently, it's been hard to get in touch with William, and he's been using work as an excuse to turn down dates. I had already switched jobs a year ago, but I knew the busy periods of my old company well. This wasn't supposed to be a busy time. And I still talk to my former colleagues often. No one's mentioned William being exceptionally busy. I wish I could see William. Muttering to myself, my eyes wandered to a nearby cafe's terrace. What? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Why are William and Amelia together? There they were, sitting at the terrace, laughing together. It must be some mistake. I walked closer to them. Then I overheard a conversation I wish I hadn't. "Amelia, it's always been you for me. You're so much cuter than Abigail. I really love you." William was saying this, smiling at Amelia, and he was holding her hand. Amelia seemed pleased. "I'm way cuter than Abigail after all. I understand why you'd leave her for me," she finishes saying. I couldn't believe the conversation unfolding before me. They were supposed to be my dear fiancé and best friend. Yet here they were, bad-mouthing me and enjoying it. I couldn't help but confront them. "William, Amelia, what is this about?" I must have looked pale. They clearly hadn't expected me to be there. "Abigail, what are you doing here?" William looked flustered. Amelia, however, was calm and even smug, showing no sign of regret. Oops, busted, she said, laughing. I shivered at her attitude. I thought you were my best friend. We had been close since elementary school. I had trusted her. Tears welled up in my eyes, but Amelia just sneered at me. Amelia? I was stunned by the change in my friend. Then Amelia laughed and declared, Best friends? I'd never be friends with someone like you. You were just a backdrop for me. Besides, William's mine now. Amelia wrapped her arm around William's. I was infuriated by her behavior. But you were happy about my engagement to William, right? I appealed to Amelia desperately. Maybe I wanted to believe she still had some conscience left, but Amelia seemed completely unconcerned. Why would I genuinely be happy for your marriage? You got engaged before me, the cuter one. It's irritating, right? That's not... I felt my strength leave me and collapsed to my knees. William started to rush over, but Amelia stopped him and gloated. Anyway, William's mine now. Why don't you just crawl on the ground like the loser you are? Bye now. Amelia said this, dragging William away with her, leaving me alone and powerless. 3 years have passed since that awful incident. Initially, I was distraught after breaking off the engagement with William, but recently, I've started to regain my smile. Of course, at first, I cried a lot. I hadn't told anyone else about the engagement except Amelia. So I cried alone, unable to share it with anyone. I never got any deposit back from William and Amelia. Nothing was finalized since we had just gotten engaged. I didn't want anything to do with William and Amelia anymore, so I blocked their numbers, ensuring they couldn't contact me again. Life has been peaceful since then. Gradually, I've been healing from the heartbreak caused by William. The past 3 years, a lot has changed around me. But then another incident occurred. One day, I received a call on my cell phone. It was an unknown number. Curious, I answered the call. Hello? To my dismay, it was the last person I wanted to hear from. Oh, you finally answered. It's Amelia. Long time no talk. Why are you calling? I blocked your number. I muttered, shocked. Amelia, unfazed, retorted. You blocked my number, so I had to change it. Don't make me go through so much trouble. Amelia laughed. She clearly hadn't changed at all. Talking more with Amelia would only bring back unpleasant memories. I decided to quickly find out what she wanted and end the call. So, what do you want? I asked coldly, and Amelia chuckled happily. I had a baby. Come with a baby gift to see for yourself. Typical Amelia. Insensitive as ever. She probably hasn't regretted stealing my fiancé at all. In fact, she seems to enjoy my reaction. She's likely smirking, imagining my shock. As I remained silent, Amelia laughed. What's with the silence? Jealous? Still hung up on William? Amelia still looks down on me, wanting to be superior, but too bad for her. I won't react the way she expects. Yes, I'll come with my company president husband. I replied cheerfully on purpose. What? Amelia was dumbfounded, and I let a sarcastic smile show. After a while, I started to feel deceived. Abigail, have you lost your mind? Someone plain like you marrying a president? Impossible. Amelia nastily berated me. She must think my statement is a lie. So I deliberately put on a confident smile. Well, you'll see when you actually meet him. Then Amelia said, As if you're married. If you come alone to my house, I'll laugh out loud at you. She laughed. I calmly asked for Amelia's address and ended the call. Amelia's attitude on the phone was intolerable. It was too cruel, and she looked down on me too much. It reminded me of the incident 3 years ago, and reignited my anger. I'll make sure you regret calling me. I vowed revenge against Amelia. What's wrong? Did something happen? My husband, Michael, came over to me. Michael is the same age as me with distinct features, a face that women wouldn't ignore. His body is toned, the ideal husband for me. I met Michael at my new job. I was working as a secretary. Having a secretarial qualification helped. And my background in a major company was also valued. My job involved managing the president's schedule and accompanying him to receptions. Initially, I struggled to match names with faces of clients. Once, I messed up arranging a dinner and got scolded harshly. But I managed to get by, thanks to Michael. When I made mistakes, Michael would point them out and show me how to improve. He never got unreasonably angry and always helped me cover up my mistakes. He even helped me remember our clients by going through business cards with me after work. His support helped me survive as a secretary. Then, out of the blue, Michael proposed to me. I know this is sudden, but will you marry me? We had a 0 dating day marriage. According to Michael, I fell for you because you always tried hard to keep up with my pace. That's the situation. I also thought that with Michael, I could grow in many aspects. Working hard at my job by his side was enjoyable. So, I happily accepted his proposal, and we got married. I told Michael about the call from Amelia. Amelia called, said she had a baby and wants me to visit. I explained the situation to Michael. He knew about me losing William to Amelia 3 years ago. I had told him when we decided to get married. Initially, I was still hung up on William, thinking I couldn't marry Michael in such a state, but Michael said, "That's fine with me," and I gladly accepted his proposal. So, Michael frowned at Amelia's insensitive remarks. That woman is beyond unreasonable. To take someone's fiancé and then act like that? She's looking down on you too much, Abigail. Michael seemed angrier than I was. His kindness made me happy. I made a request to Michael. Michael, will you come with me to Amelia's place? I don't want to let Amelia get the best of me. It would be a great support to have you there. When I asked, Michael laughed. Of course, I'll go with you. I want to fight back against those who made you suffer. And your ex-best friend is too malicious. We need to clear things up. Michael. I was moved by Michael's kindness. He put his hand on my head and said, Let's show them how happy we are together. That you're happier than that woman. Yeah, I'm much happier now, far more than Amelia. I naturally smiled. Right on. You're cuter when you're confident, Abigail. Michael laughed heartily. And so we decided to confront Amelia and William together. On the day we were supposed to visit Amelia and William, I pressed the doorbell alone. Initially, Michael and I were supposed to press it together, but Michael had to take an urgent call from work, so I ended up going to Amelia's house alone first. Even so, Michael was just nearby on the phone. I didn't feel alone. When I pressed the doorbell, Amelia immediately came out. Seeing me, she looked pleased. You really say such obvious lies. Amelia laughed and said that. Oh, my husband will come later. Here, this is for you. I handed over a paper bag. Thanks, you're so dutiful even after I took your fiancé, Amelia said, laughing. It's just something someone gave me. I just brought one at random. I replied nonchalantly. Gifts? You have that many friends? You probably bought it, right? Well, you're single, so you must have money. Amelia taunted, assuming I was still single, especially since I was alone. She must have thought so even more. Amelia then opened the bag with gusto. Oh, it's a gift card, huh? Well, it's mine now. I'm not going to return it. What should I buy? She excitedly said. As she pondered on her options, I watched Amelia with a cold gaze. Then William, holding a baby, came out. Abigail, long time no see. William looked somewhat uncomfortable. Congratulations on your new arrival, I greeted William. Oh, thanks. William thanked me without meeting my eyes. Amelia, seeing our exchange, smugly said, Are you still holding on to William? It's been 3 years. Stop clinging to my husband, will you? Amelia looked triumphant. No, that's not the case. I immediately denied it. But Amelia sneered. Sure, you don't need to pretend to be strong, you know, she said. Hey, Amelia, that's enough. William tried to intervene, but Amelia didn't stop. What's this about a president husband? Not even a president, let alone any man, would be interested in someone plain like you. Maybe an 80-year-old grandpa would as a caregiver. She laughed. Amelia clearly despised me. I asked something that had been on my mind. Why did you take William from me? He's not your type, right? Amelia and I had similar tastes. Amelia casually admitted. Well, he's not my type face-wise. Maybe it's the money. He's from a big company. Plus, taking someone's man is fun, especially from someone plain like you. She laughed. What do you mean? William was visibly shaken. No wonder. He must have thought Amelia loved him. She was good at giving misleading impressions. Ignoring William, I faced Amelia. Thank you for taking William. I ended up marrying a wonderful man, I said, smiling. It must have seemed like a brave front. Amelia's smile turned sarcastic. A self-made wedding, right? Isn't that embarrassing? Aren't you ashamed? Amelia was full of confidence. I'll reveal Amelia's true face. I was about to retort when, sorry for the wait, a familiar voice came from behind. Michael, you're late. Sorry. The client's president was long-winded. Forgive me, please. Michael apologized, looking sorry. As we were talking, a trembling Amelia spoke up. Abigail, what's your relationship with this handsome man? She probably guessed the answer, but didn't want to believe it. She was visibly shaken. William looked at me and Michael, stunned. So I smiled and replied, This is my husband, Michael. Handsome, isn't he? What? Michael then stepped forward and introduced himself. Sorry I was late. I was on the phone with a client. I'm Michael, CEO of Michael Card Inc. Pleasure to meet you today. Michael handed out his business card to Amelia and William. Amelia and William began to get excited. Michael Card? The company that just went public. I heard they're expanding their trading card stores. I've seen this guy on a streaming site. Isn't he a famous person? Then, oh, you know about me? Our company's channel has quite a few subscribers. Several million now, I think. Michael answered with a smile. Huh? Amelia was severely shaken. Indeed, Michael was the CEO of Michael Card Inc. In recent years, he rapidly expanded his stores. Trading card transactions were doing well, not just for gaming, but also for collectors. Michael saw this opportunity early and expanded the business. He had always loved trading cards since childhood. He wanted to turn his passion into a profession and started his company. Running a company was not easy. That's why Michael had been work-focused since his youth. I heard he never had time for romance. As I thought about this, Amelia turned pale and muttered, No way, how is plain Abigail in the winner's circle? Being a president's wife is impossible. I sighed heavily. Amelia, I don't think there's a win or lose in marriage, you know. Half in disbelief, I said this, but Amelia became almost hysterical. What? Just because you married a president, why do you think I married William? Because he has money and I could make you miserable. I wouldn't choose someone mediocre like him otherwise. Amelia laughed. Amelia. William turned pale. It was a truth better unknown. Then Amelia began to hit on Michael. I want to marry someone like Michael. You'd prefer a beauty like me over Abigail, right? Why don't you switch to me now? Amelia. William in a burst scolded Amelia. She laughed. It's fine, right? William, you could just get back with Abigail and everything will be back to normal. She was unapologetic. Amelia's ridiculous self-justification is just absurd. Michael said, laughing, I fell for Abigail's face and personality. A character blemish like yours? Absolutely not. What? Why not? Amelia fumed, not understanding. William was perplexed, and this was getting nowhere. I spoke up. Amelia, you just had a child. You should focus on being happy with William and your baby. Even then. What? That child isn't William's? Amelia blurted out. William's eyes widened. What do you mean? If it's not your child, then whose is it? I was stunned and asked Amelia, realizing her slip-up. Well, that, She stuttered. William holding the baby. What's going on? He confronted her. An argument erupted between Amelia and William. It was pointless to stay. Michael, let's go home, I suggested to Michael. Eventually, I heard that William and Amelia got divorced. A former colleague mentioned it in passing. Their divorce was tumultuous. The child Amelia had wasn't William's. After that showdown, they got tested and it was confirmed. William's confrontation led to the discovery of Amelia's infidelity. William was never Amelia's type, just a marriage for money. From the moment she took William from me, she lost interest in him. After marrying William, Amelia indulged in affairs. Until now, William hadn't found out, but this incident led him to hire a detective, uncovering her past actions. The divorce was inevitable. Amelia, who had been a housewife, spent lavishly on beauty and fashion, leaving her without savings. She resisted the divorce but had to back down when offered a higher settlement. Amelia was then demanded to pay a settlement by William. The amount was standard, but for an unemployed Amelia, it was a heavy burden. The child was taken to be raised by Amelia's parents. It's Amelia's fault, not the child's. I truly hope the child grows up strong. Amelia's affair partner apparently doesn't have money and is likely to leave her after this incident. It seems Amelia was only financially supporting her handsome lover. There was no love from him towards her. Although Amelia is certainly beautiful, she's now in her 40s. To secure a good future, she needs to polish not just her appearance, but her character, too. However, Amelia seems unaware of this. She still thinks she's as popular as ever. So, Amelia will probably continue to spiral downwards on her own. The future of an unemployed, indebted woman is predictable. I can't help but feel it's deserved. William, meanwhile, appears to be in a shell-shocked state. The child he thought was his is not. The pain must be unimaginable. But it was William who chose Amelia. He has to take responsibility for his choices. Post-divorce, William's condition seems pretty bad. He's so shocked he can't focus on work, and his continued employment is in jeopardy. If he gets fired from the major company, his future looks unstable. I hope he reflects on his past mistakes. Since then, Michael and I have been working hard together. Today is the opening day of our new store. It's our first store, and we're both particularly invested in it. Michael seems proud. We've been supporting each other throughout our lives. When Michael as a CEO has tough times, I do my best to encourage him. When I face problems in my secretarial work, Michael stays up late to find solutions. With William, I was always the one being protected. I got too comfortable with that, but now it's different. I want to work hard to support Michael. I approached Michael. Michael, a client's president has come to celebrate with us. Got it, I'll be right there. Our relationship won't change. We'll continue to support and rely on each other. That's who we are as a couple.